What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Dazzle, specifically Core Dazzle, and why this hero is so freaking strong this patch. And it's a hero I've really overlooked, but I started to play a little bit more of Core Dazzle and I started realizing how strong this hero actually is, because you don't see Dazzle a whole lot in pubs. Now, given heroes like Aghs are pretty popular, so that might be one of the reasons, but I don't think Dazzle's ever been really one of the most popular either supports, or even in core is less likely to be seen. But I think this hero should be picked a lot more often. There's so much utility and damage to the hero, which a lot of newer players, when they see Dazzle or they think about Dazzle, they think, oh, this hero just heals and kind of saves with Shallow Grave and stuff. This hero pumps out damage, especially with the help of his Aghanim Scepter, but we'll be talking about that later. The hero pumps out so much consistent damage, and it's very hard to deal with even in the laning phase, hence why you've been seeing probably a lot more carry Dazzle, mid lane Dazzle, and also off lane, but also position 4 and position 5. The hero right now can be played in every single position. I definitely think he does better from the mid lane and position 4. I think offlane Dazzle does get picked quite a bit. I just don't think Dazzle is as tanky as he needs to be an offlaner, unless you have a very tanky carry maybe or something like that, because the hero isn't very good at frontlining, but he is very difficult to bring down thanks to Shallow Grave and the amount of healing he can push out with Shadow Wave. You're able to do a lot on this hero, and carry Dazzle can be quite scary if played into proper matchups. It can be a bit difficult to take care of this hero, and you're able to sustain whoever you're playing with in the lane as well. And Poison Touch is one of the strongest reasons, along with your Poison Bloom facet, of why this hero is such a strong laner. So with your Poison Bloom facet, you can basically refresh and spread your Poison Touch when attacking enemies, so it could spread to different heroes, and that makes it very good, because typically Poison Touch was always very close range and you'd usually use it for a single target type of damage, but now you can use it for much more than that, and that helps you do a lot more damage. Also, Dazzle is a universal hero, so he does benefit from stat items, so not only is his Aghanim Scepter really strong, it's also going to buff him even more. So any item that gives a lot of stats, so items like Scotty have been built on him as well, even damage items like Daedalus have been built, Monkey King Bar. There's so many things that you can build on the Dazzle to make him more effective on the map. Your typical builds on Dazzle are going to range between Treads and Mana Boot. It will depend if you're playing core or if you're playing support. On support, you pretty much go every single time for Mana Boots. Even on core, sometimes you typically go for that, especially if you're going up against heroes like Anti-Mage, that you might struggle a little bit in the mana department, because this hero is very mana hungry. You use a lot of mana because your cooldowns are very short. Thanks to your bad juju, you're able to refresh your cooldowns a lot faster, so you're going to be casting a lot of spells, so you need to make sure your mana pool is solid. And after that, you guys are going to go for a wand and then rush Aghanim Scepter. I cannot stress this enough. Aghanim Scepter is what really unlocks this hero, so you really want to be picking up that Aghanim Scepter as soon as possible, and then you're going to go straight for the shard. So what your shard allows you to do is that Poison Touch hexes for 1.6 seconds. Very strong, because if they're all clumped up together, you're going to get a multi-person hex, and that is very strong to have on a very short cooldown. And also, you still get all the benefits of Poison Touch. So again, very hard to take care of and providing a lot of utility. Getting a free 1.6 second hex that can go onto multiple targets, all for 1400 gold, is really good to have on a hero that already has a lot of utility for his team in Shallow Grave and Shadow Wave to be able to sustain them. And even when you're playing Core Dazzle, you can still go for a little bit of sustain for your team. It's not like you're not going to Shallow Grave them and you're going to be 100% greedy all the time. You can go for saves, you can help out your team, and they're going to be helping you out as well. Also, if you build items like Solar Crest, are going to be really good for the Dazzle, and also items like Assault Cuirass are also really nice to have, because you already do a lot of minus armor. I like the Dazzle Phantom Assassin because it is really good for you, because Phantom Assassin typically goes for Desolator, and Dazzle used to be able to build Desolator. I don't think it's that great of a build anymore, because you're really playing around this whole Aghanim Scepter build. But if she builds Desolator plus all your minus armor, and if you manage to get a Slaughter in the mix, that is a lot of armor reduction, and pretty much any lineup is going to struggle against that, and there's not a whole lot you can do. So very important for you guys to keep these matchups in mind, and synergies, because you will be gaining more MMR. Even though Slaughter is in a pretty tough spot, I think Slaughter is a pretty garbage hero right now in the patch. If you guys ever wanted to make this combination work, I think it would be really strong to pair with that. Even heroes like Wraith King as well are also really good. Clinks and Dazzle, very good synergy as well, just because Clinks is a very squishy hero, so if you give him that extra HP to work with, and you're also hexing people around the map, and you're also able to keep him alive much longer, Clinks is going to be taking over the game, and it's a hero that struggles with matting up, and Dazzle can definitely help him do that. Now let's talk about some of the best and worst matchups. Some of the best matchups matchups are Naga Siren, Ember Spirit, Wraith King, Lone Druid, Spectre. All these matchups you're very good up against, especially Naga Siren. You get to destroy her illusions with your Hex, so definitely very bad to be playing a Naga Siren against the Dazzle with the Shard. And Ember Spirit gets absolutely rolled in lane by the Dazzle. Pretty much any melee hero that is sitting in the mid lane, heroes like Kunkka as well, get absolutely destroyed. So if you're going to be playing mid lane Dazzle, make sure you're facing up against a melee hero and you're going to have a really good time. You're going to be able to sit there with Poison Touch doing so much damage, and you're going to be kicking them off the lane very easily, forcing them into the jungle, or at least you're going to be denying a ton of creeps, and it's not going to be very good for them to stay in lane because they're not going to be getting any value whatsoever. And you also have a very fast right click speed, so you're able to deny very easily. And being universal, you buy a bunch of branches and you're able to have so much damage in the lane. This hero is definitely being slept on, and I highly recommend for you guys to be playing Dazzle. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Dazzle this patch, if you guys are playing Core Dazzle or Support Dazzle. That'll be the question for today's video. But now let's break down some of the bad matchups. So some of the bad ones are obviously Aghs, Weaver, Tusk, Winter Wyvern, Viper, Lina. These matchups are quite difficult, especially the Aghs one. Obviously he can Calling Blade through your Shallow Grave, so that's one of the main reasons why you don't play Dazzle versus Aghs. However, in the laning phase you can easily shit on the Aghs. Sure, you don't have Shallow Grave because it's not going to help you, but pre-level 6 you're still going to be doing a lot of damage. Aghs is not able to get away from your Poison Touch if you have any kind of slows in your lane. If there's maybe an Orb of Venom buyer or something like that and you're able to slow the Aghs, he's going to be in a world of pain until his level 6. And even when he gets level 6, he's not really guaranteed to get the kill all the time. You do so much healing thanks to your Aghanim Scepter that a lot of times you're able to offset that, and the Aghs has to overcommit so much that it's not really that big of a deal if he still gets the kill with the Shallow Grave. You're able to make people overextend, which is very important to leverage and use in your games. If you're able to force people to overextend, you're able to get into better vision and better situations for your team to get the upper hand and get the advantage in the team fights. That's one of the best reasons why Dazzle is so strong, because the fact that you can heal so much allows your team to get that extra boost, and that extra boost is gonna force the enemy team to do things that they probably don't want to do, or get into a situation where they thought it was going to be a free kill and they ended up getting into a very terrible situation where you guys capitalize that and win the team fight. But I would definitely like to know in the comments what you guys think. This hero's absolutely fantastic and I can't recommend it enough. I've been playing a lot of mid lane Dazzle and winning most of my matchups, and even when I don't win, all I need to do is get that Aghanim Scepter and I am online ready to be fighting constantly around the map, and I don't really need to farm a whole lot on this hero. And even when I do, you do farm very fast thanks to your Shadow Wave. With your Aghanim Scepter especially, you farm very quickly. It's a lot more damage and heal for your team. Hopefully guys enjoyed the video and learned something. If you guys did, consider subscribing and joining the Dota Chronicles community. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.